Hello everyone, I am Prachi Gupta, Assistant Professor at IIMT College of Law, Greater Noida. Today my topic is contract of agency. So let's start contract of agency. Before starting this lecture, let's start with the subpoints which is included in this topic, agency. So what is agency? Who is principal and agent? Who can be appointed as agent? And different types of agent. Also, we will discuss how an agency could be created and authorities of agent. After that, ratification of agency, termination of agency, and ultimately the conclusion of this topic. So let's start. What is agency? When one party delegates some authority to another party, whereby the latter perform his action in more or less independent way on behalf of first party, the relationship between them is called an agency. Agency can be expressed or implied. Chapter 10 of Indian Contract Act deals with the law relating to agency. It is important to know that law relating to agency because nearly all business transactions worldwide are carried out through the agency. All the corporates, big, small, carried their their work through the agency. Therefore, law relating to agency are an important area of business law. Relationship relating to principal and agent involve mainly three parties. Firstly, principal, agent, and third one is third party. Okay, so let's start with an example so that what is agency, it will clear. Suppose you own a small manufacturing company and want to expand your market presence by appointing a sales agent. Now, you enter into contract of agency with the individual who will act as an sales agent. The contract outlines the agent's responsibility, commission structure, and the geographical territories they will cover. In this scenario, you are a principal, okay, and the appointed sales agent is your agent. They will represent your company in negotiation with all potential clients and facilitate the sale and report back to you. So one is principal who will start business and other to whom you will appoint as an agent. So who is agent? According to Contract Act, Indian Contract Act, Section 182 defines as agent. Who is agent? As a person employed to do any act for another or to represent another in dealing with third person. And principal, the person for whom such act is done or who is represented is called principal. Therefore, the person who has delegated his authority will be principal. Like this example, a businessman delegates B to buy some goods on his behalf. Means A is a businessman who is principal and he delegates his authority to someone else, that is B. Here A is principal and B is agent, and the person from whom the goods are bought is third person. Third person from whom he will bought or supply. Both, it can be both. Next, legal capacity. Legal capacity means who can be a principal, what's their legal provision relating to their capacity, who can be principal and agent, whether there is any provision in law which require that what they have must have the capacity, the provision, is there any provision? So there are provision. According to section 183 of ICA, that means Indian Contract Act, any person who has attained the age of majority, second, he has sound mind, can appoint a agent. Means two things must keep in mind. First is majority, second is sound mind person. he can appoint a agent. In other words, any person capable of contracting can legally appoint an agent, minus an unsound mind person cannot be appointed as agent. ठीक है? Okay. Next, agent in some fashion, in the same way, according to section 184 of ICA, the person who has attained the age of majority and has a sound mind can become an agent. A sound mind and a mature age is a necessity because agent has to be answerable to principal. He must be major person. Next slide representing the different types of agent. There are different types of agent. We can see in our daily regular life different kinds of agent. I think we met a lot of people during contract or buy something in grocery shops or any kind of shopping. There may be some agent who are representing their principal. So there are some types of agents. First one is special agent. Special agent appointed to do a singular specific act. Means a singular specific act. किसी एक ही स्पेसिफिक एक्ट को करने के लिए उनको अपॉइंट किया जाए. जनरल क्या है? जनरल agent appointed to do all acts relating to a specific job. Means general to do all kinds of act of principal. Sub agent is another category. Principal appoints agent and agent for the sub agent. Agent appointed by the agent, that person is called sub agent. Next is co-agent. Co-agent, it's like co. Okay, co means है साथ में जो काम करते हैं. Agents together appointed to do act jointly are called co-agent. Factor is another kinds of agent. Factor is an agent who is remunerated by the commission, one who looks like the parent owner of the things concerned. Next is broker, an agent whose job is to create contractual relationship between the parties. Auctioneers, all we know the court process. So there are auctioneers. An agent who acts as seller for principal in auction. Generally, courts also conduct auction, as well as other people also conduct the auction. So an agent who acts a seller for the principal in the auction. Commission, agent of an agent appointed to buy and sell the goods for his principal. Adel cadre, an agent who acts as salesperson, broker, guarantor for the principal. He guarantees the credit extended to the buyer. Okay, next क्या है? Creation of agency. How a agency could be created? An agency can be created by the direct appointment, implication, necessity, Stopel. Okay, so first one is direct express appointment. The standard form of creating an agency is direct appointment, when a person in writing speech appoints another person as his agent, as agency is created between the two. Second one is implication. When an agent is not directly appointed by his appointment, can be inferred from the circumstances an agency by the implication is created. Third one is necessity. In situation of necessity, one person can act on behalf of another to save the person from any loss or damage without expressing being appointed as an agent. This creates an agency out of necessity. So necessity is a situation in which reasonable prudent person who is agent can take a decision at that time, that particular act which were given to him could further he can do that act. At that situation he can take a decision whether he can perform or not. So act of necessity. It's depend upon the situation of necessity. Next is Stopel. Stopel derived from the its origin from the Britain, equity, justice, natural law. So rule of Stopel derived from the Britain. This rule applies in the different laws, also in this Contract Act. So here it is also mentioned rule of Stopel. Rule of Stopel in agency. An agency can also be created by the Stopel in a situation where one person behaves in a such manner in front of third person as to make someone believe that he is an authorized agent on behalf of someone. An agency by Stopel is created. That means someone in this situation, one person behave in such a manner in front of third person as to make someone believe he is authorized agent, whether he could or could not. But at last, court will deny to court will refuse to deny this person. That means the person who is showing that he is the owner, he has the authority. If agent denies that he don't have the authority, then court will refuse to take his stand. Next is ratification. When an act of person who acted as an other person's agent without his knowledge is later ratified by that person, this create an agency by ratification between the two. So ratification means further approval. If agent already did an act, and after that principal accepted that yes, that agent did the act on his behalf, he can accept it later on. Means principal can accept it later on. Next is authority. So agency created by two things. One is representation. Second is authority. Representation of his principal, and authority. Authority means control. Control by the principal. Under whom authority a agent is dealing or business a transaction of business is performing is the authority. Authority is mainly concerned about the control over that agent. Okay. So let's see. Authority could be two types or more. First is express authority. That means it can be seen, it can be shown anywhere that these rights or duties are given to that person, these authority, these things, these acts are valid because express authority are given orally or verbally or written. There is no doubt. Authority of agent can be both express and implied. Express according to section 187, the authority is said to be expressed when it is given by words, spoken or written. There is no doubt. Express authority, there is no doubt that agent have the right or not to do such act. There is clear that agent have authority. But the problem arises when there is a implied authority. So what is an implied authority? Section 187 of ICA define authority is said to be implied when it is to be inferred from the fact and circumstances of the case. There are different cases and different circumstances in each and every cases. So judge have to take it consider all the facts of different cases and circumstances of the cases. In carrying out the work of principal, the agent can take any legal action. That is, agent can do any lawful things necessary to carry out the work of principal. Implied authority is of four types. First one is incidental authority, doing something that is incidental to the due performance of the express authority. Second one is usual authority, doing that which is usually done by the person occupying the same position. Third one is customary authority, doing something according to the pre-established custom of a place where agent acts. That means there are different custom at different business houses. So this authority represent that customary authority. Fourth one is circumstantial authority, doing something according to circumstances of the case, as like necessity. Okay. Next. Illustration. By illustration, it could be more clear. So Ali owned a shop in a Bihar. He has a shop in Bihar but lives in Mumbai. His shop is managed by a person named John. John takes care of deals regarding the shop and buys goods from the person named Ram. So now Ali is the principal. Okay. And John, who take care of the shop, that one is agent. He's dealing on behalf of principal. He sell or purchase, both things he do. Okay. Next, with Ali's knowledge, means all the transaction are going on with consent or knowledge of Ali, the principal. In this case, John has implied authority from the Ali to buy these goods. So there is not express contract or express authority are given, but it is the case or circumstances and the facts which from which it is inferred that Ali has the implied authority from the principal, who is Ali, to buy these goods. Also, he can sell. So these are his implied authority. Soham employed Abhay, who is shipbuilder, to build the ship for him. In doing so, Abhay may legally buy all material necessary to build the ship. So Soham is principal and Abhay is agent. Ratification. Ratification means the term ratification means confirmation or approval of act done by someone else on behalf of ratifier. And this context of agency law, ratification refers to the act of principal approving or accepting an unauthorized act done by the agent, thereby making it binding on principal. For example, A, who is not an agent of B, enter into a contract with C on behalf of B. If B ratifies the contract entered into by A, B will be liable to perform the obligation under the contract, and the contract will be binding on B as if he had authorized A to enter into the contract. Okay. What is the essential of ratification? To establish agency by ratification, certain essential must be presented. These essential are as follows. An act must be done by the person who is not an agent of principal. The act must be done on behalf of principal. The principal must have knowledge of the act. The principal must have the capacity to ratify the act. The principal must ratify the act with intention of becoming bound by it. If any of these elements are missing, the principle of agency by ratification cannot be invoked. Ratification is a process by which a person can confirm an act performing by another on their behalf. In India, there are essential elements of ratification. Next is termination of agency. An agency can be terminated in 5 different ways. First one is when agent's authority is revoked by the principal. Second is when agent renounced the business of the agency. Third one is when one, principal runs the business of agency. Third one, when business of agency is completed. When fourth one is one, when either of the parties dies or become mentally disabled. And last, when principal is educated as an insolvent. Okay, these are the types where agency can be terminated. Next is revocation of agency. So there are certain rules regarding the revocation of an agent's authority. It can be revoked any time before authority has been exercised. Next is if, according to the terms of contract between the two, the agency has to continue up to the certain time, any prior revocation by the principal shall be compensated for the agent. The termination does not take effect before it has been communicated to the agent. The termination of authority of agent terminates the authority of all sub-agents under the under the termination of authority of an agent terminates the authority of all sub-agents under him. So we have to, I have mentioned the termination of agency. That means how agency could be terminate. So next is revocation, how it could be revocate. So next is conclusion. Conclusion of uh, whole topic, contract of agency. So we can say that contracts establishing a relationship of agency are very common in business law. These can be expressed or implied. An agency is created when a person delegates his authority to another person, that is, appoints them to do something specific job or a number of them in a specified area of work. Establishment of a principal agent relationship confirms rights and duties upon both of the parties. There are various examples of such relationship like insurance agency, advertising agency, travel agency, factors, broker, credit agents. So these are the example of area where we interact in daily life, like contract of agency. All we did insurance. Thank you.